Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, online viewers worldwide, welcome to the 2026 Tang Prize Laureate announcements. From June 15th to the 18th, the Tang Prize Foundation will be announcing the laureates of the 2026 Tang Prize in Sustainable Development, Biopharmaceutical Science, Sinology, and Rule of Law. In today's press conference, the 2026 Tang Prize Laureate in Sustainable Development will be unveiled. To begin with, I'd like to introduce the guests of honor that are here with us today. Academician Liu Zhaohan, Chair of the Selection Committee for Sustainable Development. Academician Liu Shaochen of Academia Sinica. Professor Chen Zhenchuan, CEO of the Tang Prize Foundation. And now we'd like to welcome Professor Chen Zhenchuan, CEO of the Tang Prize Foundation, to give us the opening remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Professor Chen.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Tang Prize Foundation, I welcome all of you to the Tang Prize Laureate announcement in 2026. Sustainable development is one of the greatest challenges facing humanity in the 21st century. In pursuit of a better future of our world, the Tang Prize Foundation is honored to establish a globally recognized award in this field to those people has innovations and contributions to advance the sustainable development and to inspire people everywhere to work together toward a shared goal. Beginning today, the Foundation will announce the recipients of the 2026 Tang Prize, with the Sustainable Development Prize being the first to be presented. We are deeply grateful to the President of the Selection Committee, Academician Ong Qi-hui, as well as today's Chair of the Sustainable Development Prize, Academician Liu Zhaohan, and all committee members for their dedication and hard work. We also extend our heartfelt congratulations to the laureates who will be announced shortly. It is with profound sadness that Samuel Yin Yanliang, the esteemed founder of the Tang Prize, passed away last month and is therefore unable to join us in witnessing the announcement of the 2026 Tang Prize laureates today. Nevertheless, we believe he would take great comfort in seeing the Tang Prize continue to fulfill the visions upon which it was founded, to build a platform for the world's wisdom and to contribute to a more sustainable and better future of the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Chen, for setting the tone for the 2026 Tang Prize Laureate announcements. And now we have the esteemed academician Wong Qi-hui, President of the Tang Prize Selection Committee. Dr. Wong, please share your insights and reflections with us on this momentous occasion.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are here today to officially announce the laureates of the 2026 Tang Prize, beginning with the category of Sustainable Development. On behalf of the Selection Committee, I would like to express my gratitude to Professor Liu Zhaohan, Chair of the Selection Committee for Sustainable Development, and to all committee members and international advisors. Thank you for your efforts and commitment to selecting such exceptional laureates. I would also like to recognize the Tang Prize Foundation CEO, Dr. Chen Zhenchuan, and his dedicated team for their outstanding work in ensuring the integrity of this selection process. The Tang Prize was founded in 2012 by Dr. Samuel Ian, aiming to recognize breakthrough innovations that foster a resilient and sustainable future by honoring transformative contributions across 4 disciplines: sustainable development, biopharmaceutical science, sinology, and the rule of law. The Tang Prize aspires to create a new golden era for humanity, one inspired by the profound culture and intellectual legacy of the Tang Dynasty. Our selection process is based on objectivity, fairness, and professionalism. We evaluate every nominee with identical standards, irrespective of race, gender, or nationality. Year after year, this uncompromising standard guides us to select individuals whose original contributions have fundamentally reshaped global civilization. Finally, I would like to express my warmest congratulations to the 2026 Laureate for Sustainable Development. Your extraordinary achievements not only advance the science of sustainability, but also embody the core value of the Tang Prize to benefit all of humanity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Wong. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite Chair of the Selection Committee for Sustainable Development, Academician Liu Zhaohan, to announce the 2026 Tang Prize Laureate in Sustainable Development.
Distinguished guests, members of the media, I'm now honored to announce that the recipient of the 2026 Tang Prize in Sustainable Development is Susan Solomon for her groundbreaking advances and leadership in atmospheric and climate sciences that shaped global policy for sustainable development.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Liu, for unveiling this year's Tang Prize Laureate in Sustainable Development. And now, please join me in welcoming Academician Liu Shaochen of Academia Sinica to introduce the Tang Prize Laureate in Sustainable Development.
Professor Susan Solomon, in 1981, got her PhD degree at University of California, Berkeley, California. In 1977, she graduated with a bachelor degree in chemistry at Illinois Institute of Technology with high honors. Her current positions is Lee and Geraldine Martin Professor of Environmental Studies, Department of Earth, Atmospheric, and Planetary Sciences, MIT. She is also the founding director of Environmental Solution Initiative, MIT. More importantly, Professor Solomon worked at the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, for 31 years, starting 1981. Most of her award-winning works were carried out at NOAA. I myself is very fortunate to work in the same lab with Professor Solomon. In fact, I was in charge of recruiting Professor Solomon to this lab. I was really inspired, I would say, to watch Professor Solomon to develop from a bright, brilliant PhD to a global famous genius in atmospheric and climate sciences. And of course, she got a lot of honors, and because of time, I only mention a few that I believe are extraordinary. I marked in yellow shades. 2021, she elected a member of Pontifical Academy of Sciences by Vatican. In 2013, she won the BBVA Frontiers of Knowledge Award from Spain. And in 2005, she won the Vienna Convention Award from the United Nations. In 2004, she won the Japan Blue Planet Prize. In 1997, again, United Nations Environmental Program, UNEP Award, for key contributions to the development of the Montreal Protocol. And last and certainly not the least, at 36 young age, she won, or she was elected the member of the U.S. National Academy of Sciences. Her major contributions are listed below. The first one, Professor Solomon has been at the front line of research into the ozone layer and its role in the Earth's climate system. In 1986, and she was only 30 years old, okay? And 1987, Professor Solomon led expeditions to the Antarctica, where she collected the first direct measurement of reactive atmospheric chlorine compounds, which showed that CFCs were indeed the cause of the widening ozone hole. Her findings provided a crucial scientific cornerstone to shape the Montreal Protocol, the landmark international agreement to phase out ozone-depleting substance, widely regarded as one of the most successful environmental treaties in history. Finally, in 2016, her research group at MIT identified the first encouraging signs of ozone recovery over Antarctica as a direct result of international cooperation to phase out the ozone-depleting chemicals, a landmark moment in sustainable development. The second major contribution is from 2002 to 2008. Professor Solomon co-led the production of IPCC's fourth assessment report on the physical science of climate change, a comprehensive synthesis of scientific knowledge that became a cornerstone for global climate negotiations. She played a leading role in communicating to international policy makers key scientific findings that shaped profoundly the 2015 Paris Agreement. Its message of warming of the climate system is unequivocal. And most of the observed increase in global average temperature since mid-20th century is very likely due to the observed increase in anthropogenic greenhouse gases, has set the fundamental tone of the world's deliberations on adaptation, mitigation, vulnerability, and resilience. The report, one of the most influential international expert assessments ever in environmental sciences, was instrumental in securing broad public and political recognition of climate change as a critical issue. This IPCC report was awarded the 2007 Nobel Prize. Major contribution number 3. In 2009, Professor Solomon published a groundbreaking study indicating that the climate impacts of CO2 emissions on surface temperature, rainfall, and sea level are largely irreversible for more than 1,000 years, even after CO2 emissions cease. It demonstrates the long-term harm to the environment caused by CO2 emission. This paradigm shifting finding crystallized the urgent need for early and sustained action on climate mitigation. It has had a lasting influence on both scientific understanding and international policy, reinforcing the link between science and sustainability. The fourth major contribution, the heterogeneous chemical reactions proposed by Professor Solomon play an integral part of all modeling efforts of the Earth's stratosphere chemistry. This work is now a classic in the environmental sciences. For more than 40 years now, Professor Solomon's pioneer research on the impacts due to human-influenced trace gases in Earth's climate system have contributed enormously to our fundamental understanding of Earth's chemistry-climate interactions. Fifth major contribution, her book, The Coldest March, Recounting Antarctica Experiences, is a celebrated work that bridges science, history, and human endurance. Her most recent book, Solvable, How We Healed the Earth and How We Can Do It Again. Professor Solomon tells the remarkable story of how science, public policy, and international cooperation came together to solve the global crisis of ozone depletion, and offers us a hopeful roadmap for tackling today's global warming challenges. Professor Solomon has been an excellent ambassador for relating science to policymakers. She has delivered hundreds of lectures across the globe, testified before the US Congress, and briefed the international bodies and governments on climate and atmospheric issues. In summary, her groundbreaking work by combining Antarctica field research, modeling innovations, deep engagement with policymakers and the public has played a pivotal role in the success of the Montreal Protocol. She co-led the production of the IPCC Force Assessment Report on physical science of climate change, a cornerstone for global climate negotiations. More importantly, she played a leading role in communicating to international policymakers key scientific findings that shaped profoundly the 2015 Paris Agreement. Finally, her science has changed the trajectory of stratospheric research. Her leadership has shaped international policy for sustainable development. And her example has inspired colleagues and students worldwide, including myself. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Liu, for the heartfelt introduction, and congratulations to the Tang Prize Laureate in Sustainable Development. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's watch the video from the 2026 Tang Prize Laureate in Sustainable Development, Professor Susan Solomon.
Well, it's an incredible feeling to see that suddenly you've won this remarkable prize, very famous prize that is highly respected and that has gone to so many incredible people. Jane Goodall, Gro Harlem Brundtland, Jim Hansen, Ram Ramanathan. I mean, the list goes on and on. It's just amazing people that I enormously respect. So I'm stunned, and I'm just very humbled to see that I'll be joining that list. I'm really looking forward to the opportunity to talk about my work in Taiwan and to get to know the Taiwanese people, the Taiwanese students. I think the future of the planet depends absolutely on the interest and commitment of young people. So it's important that they learn about what's happened in the past and all the ways in which we actually have managed to solve environmental problems are inspiring to young people. The ozone hole is always a very useful thing to talk to young people about because they don't really know that we ever solved a past problem. And how do we do that? How important was public trust? How important was the science? What was the role of the policy people? Those are the kinds of things that I think are really important to bring to young people.
Congratulations once again to Professor Susan Solomon. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us at the 2026 Tang Prize Laureate announcement in Sustainable Development. Tomorrow, we will make the Laureate announcement in Biopharmaceutical Science. The Tang Prize award ceremony will take place on September 18th this year. We look forward to seeing you then.